Welcome to a DropTent Media Production.
To Slapstick. That doesn't make sense. Welcome to Slapstick Sports. What's going on to Slapstick Sports doesn't make sense. I am one of your co-hosts, Adam Nutter. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I think we're live, right, Ev? Yes?
I would assume so.
Okay, cool.
I mean, the internet tells me yes.
Sorry, I was on Twitter. We are live, guys. Across from me, usually Blaise Gagakis. He's not here today. So across from me, other co-host Kevin Dalton, back from fucking his 3-month-long vacation in Florida, it feels like.
Hey, man's got to do what a man's got to do.
Jesus Christ. Behind the computer and the keys, as always, producer Evan.
What's going on, guys?
What's up? Yeah, Blaise is something. I think he's having a dentist put his cock in his mouth.
Getting his grill cleaned.
Yeah, that's what he calls it.
There you go.
That's what he calls blowing dudes. I'm cleaning my grill with dicks. Fucking loser. All right. Blaise is, I don't know. I just really wanted to make fun of him. Blaise is not here, but we are here. We are here. We are going to provide you with what we've been on for last 2 weeks, which is normal. Every 2 weeks. So 2 weeks, that means 2 weeks football has gone by since.
That's correct.
And that means you owe me a Topgolf trip.
True. That is true. But I also want to, make it known that I did back it up by starting Marvin Jones against you.
I don't know why that's relevant or we have to talk about it at all.
It's absolutely relevant.
I don't think we have to talk about it at all.
It's absolutely relevant.
I don't know what
because
you're
that
talking about.
spanking that I put on you that week.
I don't remember
and his 43 points.
Nope. I don't remember it. I just want to point out that I have like the fourth most highest scored points in this fucking league, and I lose every game. Because every time I play somebody, that week, that guy, whatever of the week goes off, they have him. Like, so this random fucking dude on Seattle, 47 points. It's like, cool. Who's that guy? And you guys always have that guy. I'm getting fucked. That's all I'm going to say. End of this rant. That's it.
There you go. And that's the end of our fantasy football segment for today.
I hate fantasy football. I did just beat Evan, though. So
barely. And you weren't even happy about it.
I wasn't happy about it.
You weren't.
Because
I texted you to you just won, and I got some Russian text back from you.
No, I said fucking thank Baphomet, which is the goat devil god. Because any other god I thank doesn't work. So I'm going all of them. I'm an atheist agnostic dude, so I don't believe in anything. So let me try to start thanking the Christian God. Well, that doesn't work. Let me thank Jewish God. That doesn't work. Let me thank fucking Muhammad.
That
doesn't
they
work.
all know.
So I'm going to Baphomet. And you know what? Fucking goat devil God. He fucking put it through. Thank Baphomet. Yes. So let's go the demon. And by the way, you're playing each other this week. You two.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. He's scared.
I am.
All of his team is on bye.
My entire team is on a bye.
Then right down. The initial preview was like 130 to 90. I
was sitting there like, oh shit, I got to do something about this.
You got to beef up that team.
We'll figure it out.
I'll give you my kicker. I got Greg. Greg the kicker.
Greg the kicker that's on bye week. Go with the rest of my Rams that are on bye week.
Yeah.
I'll stick with Justin.
I'm not
Tucker.
doing great. But you do own with Topgolf, and I'm very excited about that. No, Drew Brees is back.
Yeah,
that's big news. Ramsey to the Rams.
Yep. I think the other big news is that there was really no moves at the deadline.
I don't think there were
just one. Just
Talib
to the Dolphins. Which I don't know what the Rams are doing.
I don't know what the Dolphins are doing because
you know what I think that was an offload of a contract.
That's what we were saying on the call right now.
That's an offload of a contract. The dude's a little bit older. He really hasn't been playing that great.
He's like 31. He's like, but
he lost his step.
Right? No, totally agree with you.
Oh, absolutely.
But our argument was, then why are you getting rid of Marcus Peters though, who's a fucking stud and he's young?
Exactly.
You just got Ramsey. If you had Ramsey and Peters, you have the best corners in the league as a duo, tandem.
Right.
Best
right.
corner tandem in the league.
What I kind of feel like maybe they're just trying to keep Ramsey happy.
Why would he not be happy with another stud?
Ego.
Nah, that's silly. I don't think I feel like that's
As long as they pay him, he's not going to care.
why would he care? That's like when Sherman was on the Seahawks, being like, I don't want anyone else. Like Maxwell did his job, and he did his job. Like,
Right.
If you throw Ramsey on the number 1 guy and throw Peters on the number 2 guy, that's a fucking great one too.
Oh,
Also,
absolutely.
too, I think also with that, maybe not just to keep him happy, but with the money kind of thing, you are going to pay Ramsey. You're not going to pay the other guy.
Well, and that's but that is the other
So
thing
you
is
might try to get
because
something now.
Peters
as
was
you can.
Peters was probably up next year
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
So now the interesting thing with that Ramsey trade though is he's willing to play without the contract, but if they franchise him, if they try and do franchise tag on him, he can sit out. They wrote it into the contract that he can't sit out next year
right.
unless they franchise tag
He
him.
gets tagged, and then
Yes.
he gets to sit out of camp and
Then he
playing.
gets to sit out then he gets to sit out. But he committed to them that he wouldn't sit out as long as they were willing to work out the money aspect of it. But if they try and franchise tag him, he can sit out. Otherwise, he can't sit out. He's got to report to camp on time and stuff next year, which I thought was kind of interesting.
It is interesting.
So,
Well, how about the news out of Jets land where they tried to get rid of Le'Veon Bell and nobody wanted him?
Yeah, that's weird to me.
I don't know how true that was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because Lev Bell's not having a good season because he's on the Jets.
Yeah, I know, but the Jets were the only ones who wanted him.
Correct. To
Like,
begin
to
with.
begin with.
Oh, to be right, but
So
I think,
it's not
I
actually
think
that-
that was because
Well,
they didn't want problems.
Well, I think in the beginning of the year the Eagles wanted him, but now that Jordan
Little
Howard,
wishy-washy, yeah.
Jordan Howard and the young kid Sanders have
Really come
shown
into
that
their
they
own,
can
yeah.
do what they can do, yeah, the Eagles weren't interested at all.
And I honestly, I think that interest in that was just at he's a real good football player. And
Correct.
I think it went just as far as conversation
Correct.
of that.
Correct.
But that's the thing. Lev Bell still is an amazing running back.
But-
He's not done. It's the Jets are fucking
Oh,
dog
I know,
shit.
but
Correct.
there was
That's correct too.
but he sullied himself as
that's
as
right.
For the,
That's
for
my
the
point,
worth.
though. It's not his play. It's his fucking. No one wants.
No one wants him.
Right.
Nobody's
Right.
gonna. I wouldn't be shocked if he's a free agent at the end of the year. I bet you.
I agree with you.
I really think they're just gonna let him go. And
By
I
the way,
wouldn't be
I
shocked
don't.
if he doesn't play.
I agree with him sitting out against the Steelers
Oh,
because
100%.
because he's right. Hey, he's getting fucking running backs. The average lifespan of running backs 3 to 4 years.
Right.
He's getting killed. He knows he doesn't have a lot left in him. He knows.
Right.
Just fucking give me the money. It's not like he hasn't done you service.
Right. Well, I think his cap hit next year is like $8 million,
Because then Earl,
which actually is low for a top end running back. So
Yes.
I maybe see the Jets hold him next year, and then if his base salary goes higher the year after, then becoming a free agent or something, letting him go, unless they try and unload him next year.
I just don't think anybody's gonna want him. I just think they're gonna cut ties and have that open roster spot.
someone's gonna sign Lev
someone's
Bell,
gonna sign him.
dude. He's too good not to
Where
sign.
they gonna- where
but
they gonna-
nobody else wanted to
You know
sign
who's
him.
gonna- you
I know,
who-
but here's what
Or the
happens
Jets.
though.
Here's what'll happen now. He'll go down. They'll cut him, and he'll sign with Miami because Miami's got no running backs right now, and Miami's going to try and rebuild, and they can take Lev Bell's contract on for a year or two
Sure, that's
while
true.
they're trying to rebuild, and he's from that area because that's where he was the whole time he was holding out from Pittsburgh.
Right.
So I mean, I could see
I can see that.
if Evan's right and they cut him, I could see him going to Miami.
Yeah, I can see Miami.
I just
sure.
don't see any team really being like, this is going to be our guy. Like I think that train has
Well, he's
left.
older, so
Yeah.
obviously he's not a fucking franchise player anymore.
Well, I think talent wise, I think he is, but I think he has that such a bad feel to him when it comes to all that stuff that there's a reason why nobody wanted to trade for him this year.
I think he's just older, and I think he's not really a franchise player anymore. And like now he's what is he 31? 30?
He is 27, my dude. He's younger
What?
than me. He's younger than me.
Oh, I thought he was 30.
He's younger than me. No,
My
27.
apologies. You know what?
Yeah.
Then I
Wow.
take back.
Okay.
What I
He's
said. Hold
younger
on.
than
Hold
me.
on. I take back what I
Okay.
said. I thought he was 30-31.
No,
I thought he was like.
I thought he was
it
30.
all comes down to what happened with the Steelers
you know
last
what?
year, and they made him look real bad.
I for sure.
they did.
Okay, then a team's gonna take him then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Listen, there's not that many good running backs in the NFL.
No.
And again, the Jets are awful. This
And-
isn't a look on him. It's a look on how bad the Jets are.
Yeah, but they were
And-
looking at trying to get like a 4th or a 5th round pick, and nobody would take him.
And
off
how-
of
this
their
year, maybe
hands.
not this year,
And
but
how,
wait till next year.
And how screwed are the Steelers now?
Oh, because Connor got hurt.
Because Connor got hurt in garbage time last night. He did something to his
Dude,
ACL.
I thought it was his shoulder.
No, he did something to his ACL.
It said AC joint.
I don't know.
it said
thought
AC
it said
joint.
ACL joint or something. I don't know.
Ed, look that up real quick. What did he hurt? You might be right. I was kind of, again. I was hosting last night at J&P's, but I kind of fucking was half-ass watching the game.
It's an injured shoulder.
Shoulder, yeah.
Okay, injured shoulder.
I know the
That
fucking
seems
AC
to be
joint is.
happening. That seems to be happening a lot with running backs this year. Is shoulder injuries.
I might actually have a idea on what it might be.
I think I have an idea too. Let me hear
think
yours.
it might be, and it's the same where you actually get a lot of wide receivers having that injury as well. They're trying to cut back on their pads, and they don't have the big shoulder pads anymore. You
Okay.
can't really, gut check somebody anymore with your shoulders without really,
Right,
ripping
right.
your arm down.
Right.
It's true. Also, I was also going to say they're not really allowed to low level your head
Right.
anymore. So now you're taking more to the shoulders than you are than
Right.
your helmet,
Right.
which isn't good either. But different,
Right, yeah.
different injury.
Different injury.
But that's why you're
Right.
But if we were
Probably.
to look at Barry Sanders compared to
his shoulder pads were
almost
huge. All those
any,
pads
Oh,
were
yeah.
huge.
well, I mean,
Herschel
or
Walker.
even
Earl Campbell.
Herschel Walker.
even
Yeah.
LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yeah.
Yes.
Compared to guys just a few years later.
Yeah.
Even just who's playing now, Adrian Peterson still has some bigger
He
pads
does.
going on than a lot of the other guys
does.
do,
Right.
like an Alvin Kamara, stuff
Yeah, they're
like
so
that.
small.
Because they want to stay shifty.
Power
I always,
backs like Mark Ingram still has bigger pads.
yeah,
because he's a power back.
Maurice Jones-Drew had pretty
Yeah,
beefy pads for how he
MJD,
was because
yep.
he stayed
Yeah.
real low.
Yeah.
But he also didn't want to get himself hurt. I think that's
Correct.
one of the things with the pads.
Correct.
It's like it's
But,
gonna stop some of that. Yeah.
It's funny because Bell, who's a great blocker, he has smaller pads for
Yeah.
someone who's a good blocker.
He's a little big. He's a bigger guy.
He's a bigger guy
He's
though.
He's like 6'2".
He is a bigger guy.
Yeah.
Which is big for running back.
He's a real
So I
big
think-
running
I
back.
think if
He's
the
like an
Jets
Eddie
get-
George size.
I do think if the Jets go to get rid of him, if they just let him go, somebody's going to sign him, no problem.
Someone's gonna take him,
But
dude.
I can't believe that somebody wouldn't have offered up a 4th or 5th round pick for him.
That's what it looked like from Adam
The trade
Schefter.
line.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't know how
know.
true that. I think the Jets might be shit talking a
And
little
the-
bit or
and-
lying to get a better. I don't know.
And I know that Dallas was in heavy apparently on Jamal Adams, but the asking price was too high from the Jets.
Ooh, that would have been fucking big for them.
They were in heavy on Jamal Adams.
That would have been
And-
big for them. That would have been.
And the Eagles were in heavy on Darius Slay, but the asking price for that was too
Well, he's
high.
a good corner.
So, I mean, there were teams that were in, but they just didn't want to mortgage the future
Right.
for.
It's too much. You're leveraging too much.
Well, exactly.
Yeah, bless you. Yeah, that's interesting. Well, I mean, yeah, but that was the only trade deadline. I mean, that was the only trade. It was that one fucking trade.
And apparently, there's at least one game each week that the refs are fucking something up. That, I mean, how about that Tampa Bay thing?
Yeah,
A fumble that they said, no, it wasn't a fumble.
yeah.
They would have won the game too.
Bruce Arians made a good point. He's like, they're not held accountable,
Right.
which is it's so obvious, and no one said it before. Really,
Right.
it's like every player down to the coaching staff, to the GMs, to the presidents, could get fined by the NFL if they criticize the league, if they criticize the officiating.
Right.
If they say anything, they could get fined.
Right.
But these refs could just fail at their job and go, oh, well, what are you going to do?
Go ahead, say something. You're going to get fined.
Right. It's like, that's like very authoritarian, which
Right.
it's a private company.
You're allowed to do it. That's fine.
So you'll have to do it, but just acknowledge what you're like. You're
then
being
again,
shitty.
But then again, they really need to realize that the refs that they're not holding accountable are hurting their product.
Of course, because fans are going to be like, "Fuck this." Why
Right.
would I like the Saints with the Rams?
Exactly.
Oh, what's the stat for challenges for pass interference? It's like 2 for 20 something.
Oh yeah, because they you can challenge it, but we're not going to overturn
Right,
anything.
because we refuse to say we
Correct.
fucked up. But
Correct.
it's like, okay, cool. So it's ego.
Yeah.
Cool. That's adult like. It's very professional of everybody.
Because there was so much of it, and they were overturning it in the preseason and stuff like that, and then they had this like talking to from
Right.
the NFL, like you're overturning too much, and now they're like, yeah, well, we're just going to let you challenge it, and you're just going to waste the time out,
Right.
because we're not going to overturn it.
Because I've seen some pretty egregious ones get let go with challenges. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
He's fucking ripping him down by his shirt.
Exactly.
It's
I'm like, what the hell is
what
that?
What more do you need? What more video evidence do you fucking need? Come on. It's a joke. Whatever. The NFL's a fucking joke anyway. It's just so fucking weak. But still watching it like idiots. So
Absolutely.
fucking dumb sheep we are. Look at that. We're the sheep.
XFL.
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 I'm actually going to totally watch the XFL. Why not?
No.
Why not?
Something to watch.
Something to watch. Why not?
Sean Oakman's going to eat people.
Yeah, that dude's a
Like
monster.
he's literally going to
That
eat
dude
people.
who
and then
said-
he's going to
yeah.
be on an NFL team next fall.
I guarantee you see guys transitioning to the NFL from this.
Oh, absolutely.
Guarantee.
I think it's going to be 100% well.
Oh, absolutely.
more,
better run
more
than
than the
the
AAF.
AAF.
I almost see the NFL treating this like a minor league.
Yeah, like a minor draft almost.
Minor draft league, yeah.
The AAF wanted that to happen.
But they were
I
just-
think the NFL's going to want the XFL to be that.
Well,
Right.
the,
I think
A- well,
XFL's
the
gonna do
AAF's
so well.
problem was it was just terribly run, right? So
Also, the one
no
dude
funding.
was like pretty much like a con man.
Yeah,
He just,
yeah,
like,
no, that's what I'm
took the
saying.
money
It was-
out from
yeah, it was-
underneath
it was a
everybody.
scam.
Right, right.
it was a total scam. So it's like, of course that was gonna fold.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, I
in the
really
middle of the
did want it to
season.
do well, but I really didn't think it was going to because of the XFL coming the next year, all that stuff. I mean,
Right.
Yeah,
you
and
know,
McMahon is like, here's money.
he took out $1 billion of
Yeah.
WWE stock of his own money
Yeah.
and was just like, I'm putting this towards this.
Yeah,
I'm talking.
He's
money
throwing
now.
money,
Yeah.
and like that's the thing, man. Like people shit on him, but I don't get why.
It's because wrestling is still considered a taboo in a lot of cultures because people are like, that's real stupid. Even more so than people look at comic book movies. and
He's a
stuff.
brilliant businessman.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, absolutely.
like think about it, because his father owned like. Because remember how wrestling broke down to
his
like
father had the WWF and like one other territory
Right.
in New York, and
Right.
then he's just like, well, I'm going to come in and we'll go down south, we'll buy
Right.
them, we'll go out west,
How,
we'll
how
get them,
for
and
anybody
we're going to
listen-
make it all one
for
big
anybody
thing.
listening who doesn't
Yeah.
really understand like how wrestling used to be was like a bunch of territories.
Correct.
Like you had the Northeast territory, you had like the Midwest territory, the Southwest or Southeastern territory, whatever. And it was like, you don't fuck with this territory, we don't go into your thing. And McMahon's dad, when he passed it on to Vince, he was like, cool, I'm not doing that. I'm going to go down and buy everybody out because that's what I'm going to do. And that's how business works. And
Right.
everyone was like, that's not what you do. He's like, I don't give a fuck. He's like, are you giving me money? No. Why would I not? Why would I listen to you? Get the fuck out of here. And he
Right.
just keeps buying everybody. And dude,
Yeah.
it's smart.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
35 years later, you got the
Capital-
WWE and AEW being two of the biggest
capitalism
things on
at
the
its
internet.
best.
do you know what his net worth is, Vince? It's like $3.3 billion.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, but don't forget, before Trump was president, he was boys with Trump, all money. He's all connected to
Yeah,
all the money
of
guys.
they
Of
are.
course.
all
Like,
the money guys are connected.
yeah.
Come on.
He knows what he's doing. That's what I'm saying. He's not an idiot. Like, he's a good businessman. I don't know why people shit on it. I think everyone's
know.
right because it's like, wrestling's dumb. It's like, by the way, I used to love wrestling in the 90s, the Attitude Era. That was my time. And then I fell out hard after that. So I don't
Right.
watch it anymore. But, like, dude, it's still incredibly hard to do. It's like the talent level and especially AEW now came out, which is hitting hard. Like that's awesome. Like like that's great for them. So I don't know why people shit on it. That's fucking silly. I mean, you want to shit on it for being like goofy storylines, fine, but it's supposed
Half
to
the
be.
time, it's hammy. You're
It's right.
literally trying to make people laugh
Right.
most of the time. So, yeah.
So I don't know why the XFL wouldn't not give a better run this time around, because the first time around I don't think he took it seriously.
No, I think it was like two buddies trying to make a sports league. And
Yeah.
make it as ridiculous as possible.
Yeah.
I mean, there was some good stuff. That
There
came
were
out of
some
the
good.
XFL.
There were some good players that got drafted in.
Not even just players, but I mean, like the broadcasting style.
Yeah.
A lot of what we watch on like
Yeah,
Fox
man.
NFL Sunday and shit is literally cut from how they did it.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
You know, all the stuff there in the XFL.
Yeah, because Vince was like, oh, we're gonna
It's
make
visual. As
it's
visual as
visual.
possible.
We're gonna make it fucking like entertainment, like wrestling.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
And now
It's
the,
smart.
And now the
It's
NFL
smart.
is
Yeah.
more entertainment than
Yes.
football at a lot
Yeah.
of points. I mean,
Vince is a fucking. I think he's a genius with a lot of the way he did like entertainment business. Not like other stuff probably, but like
Right.
that he fucking
Yeah.
nailed it. Very
Yeah.
smart, very innovative. Very innovative. No one was doing that shit. And then like other companies, like Evan just said, other companies like, it's kind of a good idea.
Well, look at the Sables that started NFL Films.
Yeah.
I mean, they innovated how the game was watched, and
Yep.
and how it was historically preserved, and
Because no one was doing it.
because nobody was doing it.
Which is like now
And
you're looking at it.
he went out with like a Sears bought
It's a
35
camera.
Telescoping
35
cams,
and he just
Telescopic
says,
lens,
I'm
yeah.
just going to sit here and film the game. Yeah.
Which is funny to think now that no one was preserving the games before. Like
Exactly.
no one was like, we should probably
film this.
Like keep these around.
Hey,
like that's
they
crazy.
did it. I mean, not to get off of sports for a second. I mean, they did it with the BBC with the Doctor Who. They never preserved the old episodes, and they all just went missing.
That happened with a lot of old movies in
Yeah.
Hollywood. Hollywood too. They just stored
Yep.
only on the old film. They
Yeah,
burnt
yeah.
it. They burnt up. They're like, well, that was gone forever now.
Or they're
we
oh,
never
just like,
transferred them over.
Jesus.
Fucking idiots. Fucking idiots. No one. People fight tech so hard, like the growing of tech.
Yeah.
They fight it so hard. Like it's not gonna take off. Yeah, it will. Yeah, it will. It always does. Just fucking start to usher it in, you idiots. Whatever. I don't want to get off too much, but
That's
let's do plugs real quick. We didn't plug anything in the beginning. I just glossed over it. Guys, you're listening to DropTent Media Network, so thanks for that. We are one of the many podcasts on this network, so check out us, Slapstick Sports, along with all the other ones, along with Nerds with Words, fucking Magical Misery Tour, Lovable Monsters Podcast, Jive Turkeys just came back, All Black Podcast is out there, Jazz Cabbage is being disbanded and being brought back as High History. And that's going to be with Blaise Gagakis, obviously the other host of this show. And that's going to be a history comedy podcast where Blaise gets high and brings up an event of history each week, and they kind of talk about the events, jokes, riff. It's going to be good. So check that out when that breaks. DropTent has some shows coming up. November 7th at the Pop-In in Chalfont, Pennsylvania. We will be there. Everyone pull that out for me, please, because I have my memory's fucking shit. I'm sorry, buddy. Yes. George Bruderman, Seamus Millar, Jeff Rosa, Ryan Brown, Sidney Gant headlining, and then December show is going to be December 5th at the Pop-In, same place, Chalfont, PA. That show is going to be Albert Davis, Joe Doherty, Nick Talili, our boy Tom Crolius, who has the Popular Opinions podcast on this network. And headlining that show is Vegas Lancaster, who is hilarious. So check those out. I got some shows coming up. Just real quick. November 9th? Yeah, November 9th in Bristol, Pennsylvania at the Comedy Arts Center. I'll be there. That's the closest one for me. Just check that out. You don't got to bring that shit up, Ev. Don't worry about it. Other than that, subscribe on YouTube and check out all the other shows. That's it for.
check them out.
Kev, what's your Twitter and Instagram?
Jammy Man 128
On Instagram, what's your Twitter? Kev Dalton. Right?
Kev Dolt. Yep.
At Adam Nutter on everything, and then at producer Ev and WW on Instagram. So World Series.
World Series. That's why I'm wearing my Boston Braves jersey tonight. Last game of the season for baseball.
No, I hope not.
Last game of the season for baseball.
I need the Nationals to win. I sent out a very hateful tweet to the people of Houston after they beat the Yankees, wishing Hurricane Harvey 2 upon them.
They have that up in the locker room. And they're like
They have that up in the locker room.
Yeah, they slap it
There
when they
it
go
is.
out.
There it is. Look at this schmuck
To be-
sending us this.
Right.
We'll show him.
To be fair, I also wished a Hurricane Sandy 2 on New York, as letting me down.
That is true.
So
That is true.
yeah.
All right. Did anybody see the game in I guess it was the last game that was in. Did anybody see that stuff? The last game that was in Washington with the two chicks
Yeah, of course.
behind flashing their
Dude,
tits?
those girls are beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she got a letter. She posted
I
it
saw
on her
that.
Twitter thing. She got a letter. She got banned from all MLB stadiums.
Yeah.
It cracks me.
Which, this is what I don't understand.
She was doing it for breast cancer, apparently, but she likes to show her tits anyway,
Right.
apparently.
But hey, Major League Baseball, chill the fuck out.
Hey, that was probably the most excitement they got out of that game.
People aren't going to keep doing it.
I think the problem with it is they were sitting behind home
that's
plate.
why they did it, though.
Right, but they're distracting to the pitcher and stuff like that because they're sitting
Yeah.
right behind home plate. If they were sitting in the outfield or behind a dugout and they got them as they were coming in off the field, I don't think MLB would have really cared much.
I bet you they would have.
I don't
think
know
they would have
because
no,
you
they're
know,
super prudish. All these major league sports teams are because remember, don't forget what do they really care about? Did they ban them because they care about morals? Why do you think they banned them? Anybody want to throw an answer out?
Ad money.
Ah, there you go.
It's ad revenue.
Right,
man.
because
Ad revenue, yeah.
some company's gonna be like,
Well, that's what it
we're
said.
gonna pull if you don't take action.
Well, that's what it said in the letter is that they were banning them because they were trying to promote something on their own.
Oh, that's right.
So they didn't pay the MLB.
You know what? Ev, could you pull up that letter, please?
They didn't pay the MLB to let them flash their.
How the fuck do I search this, by the way?
Oh, it's
just
model
Rose or
shows
something like that?
MLB ban letter.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So anyway, interesting story about Houston.
There you go.
Back in the day. There it is.
Yeah.
So back in the day when the Phillies were playing the Astros in the playoffs back in like 80, 83, one of those 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, of course, we broadcast from Philly, so most of us are Phillies fans except for you from New York. So we're sitting in the living room. Now everybody knows now that when they're showing a ball game, they show the camera from center field so you can see the balls and strikes
Right.
and things like that, okay? So they decided somehow that they weren't going to show that view. They were going to show the view from behind home plate. So all you could see was the pitcher. You couldn't see where the ball was going. You couldn't see nothing. They just showed the view from behind home plate. Well, my father, God rest his soul, okay, got so angry,
Yeah, it's fair.
okay? He literally went to our kitchen, picked up the phone, and back then, you know, you had the phones in the house. You had to dial zero for the operator. Give me the phone number for the Houston Astrodome. He called the Astrodome and got a hold of the broadcast booth and lit into them about the camera view that they were showing on TV. And then he hung up. After that, half the inning went by. They actually flipped the camera view around back to center field, and the announcer said, well, we hope this helps our fans or pleases our fans back in Philly. They literally said that on TV because my dad called the
That's a
Astrodome
fucking
and like
great story.
And like lit into them about the camera view.
Dude, that's a great story. That's hilarious.
I was like, Dad, you're not really going to call them, are you? And it's like, what do I care? I'm
By
not
the way,
embarrassed.
can I
you know?
just bring up how awesome the 80s were that you could just get to the broadcast
Yes,
booth?
exactly.
Fucking dude,
Because
you
I'm
know
sitting
what?
there, I'm going to him. I'm like, you're never going to get through. They're never going to let you in. And he's like, oh, yeah? Here I am. I'm talking to him now. And he just like lit into the producer.
All I'm saying is, fuck the future. 80s and 90s were where it's at, bro. You could do so much crazy shit and just get away with it. And you could just get so far and just by lying also.
Yeah.
Because you can just like lie your way through things.
And this is like somebody calling in our show and getting a hold of Evan.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
basically is what it was.
I remember you could just like lie into movie theaters. Like, I have a ticket. It's like, all right. It's like, because they couldn't be like bringing it up on the scan or whatever. Like, there's none of that shit. Like, you could just you can sneak in and out of places. It was great.
It was honestly one of the greatest things I ever lived
That's
through
hilarious.
was my father doing that.
Let's read this letter.
It was great.
Is there a version I could read this letter from where I'm sitting?
Oh, absolutely not. I don't even think I can read it.
Is it in the fucking paragraph of the
Yeah. It's in the paragraph.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there we go.
On October 27, 2019, you attended World Series Game 5 at Nationals Park in Washington, D.C. During the game, you violated the fan code of conduct by exposing yourself during the 7th inning in order to promote a business. You are hereby banned from all Major League Baseball stadiums and facilities indefinitely. Like,
Honestly, though, fair enough. I mean, you can't just be running around showing your shit.
no, my point is, again, private company, do the fuck you want. I just think
Yeah, but you're out in public. You can't really do whatever you fucking
you're
want.
not out in public. It's not technically public.
You're within the public, and they have their own rules. So technically,
Well, it's
they
right.
can have that, but
It's a private stadium.
but they're
Right.
also holding it to like similar rules. Like if I was at a public park and
Correct.
showing my ding dong for prostate cancer awareness,
Correct.
to a bunch of kids because that's
Oh,
what's at the
okay,
that's
you're-
what no because that's who's at the game.
Okay,
and
hold
that's
on.
who's
And that's
watching
who's
it on
watching
TV.
It's
on
not
TV.
illegal for a woman to go topless in a lot of places. And by the way, it shouldn't be because that's ridiculous. We shouldn't be able to show our dicks.
It actually is because it's public nudity. Public
Not in a lot of
indecency.
places.
Most places.
It depends. I don't know the rules in Washington D.C.
most cities.
I don't know.
New York, it's not.
You think anywhere you can get away with is Washington D.C.
In New York, it's for sure not.
You know.
I don't know.
But I just felt that was interesting.
Yeah.
You know,
I
that
just
she got banned from all major league stadiums.
Lighten the fuck up. Also, what are they gonna know?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, put her picture near every gate.
Yeah.
Don't let her in. Don't let her in.
Every random fucking Eventbrite
You know
guard
what? You know what?
is gonna be like, oh, hold on.
You know, what was the chick back in the 80s that always ran onto the field, the kissing bandit?
Oh yeah.
She always ran onto the field. She got in every stadium and jumped
Right.
the thing and ran and kissed every ball player.
But this goes back to what he was saying. The 80s were a
Yeah,
more
you
fun
could get
time.
away with everything.
You could do things.
That's right.
You can't do
The
that.
80s were fun.
You can't do that.
90s were great. I mean, I was a kid there in the 90s, but from what I remember, it was fucking.
Yeah, the 80s were a blast,
A
man.
ton of shit. I got a ton of shit in the 90s as a fucking teen.
Yeah.
And young adults. Not even young adult. As a teen and kid. As a child and teenager in the 90s, they got away with a ton of shit. Do you remember like riding bikes just forever and no one caring about where you were?
You had to be home by the time the streetlights came on. When the streetlights came on, you needed to be on the block.
On the block. Yeah, that was the rule. On the block.
Yeah, on the block.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm a suburb kid. Didn't have streetlights or blocks.
I'm a suburb kid
well, yeah,
too.
I am too, but
but
Staten Island had it. Jesus
I'm a
Christ.
suburb kid too, but you know.
More of a, I guess, woods than a woods child.
A woods
We were in
light.
the Woods. Yeah.
When the moon comes out, when you can see the Little Dipper, you have to come
You have
on.
to come in.
You have to
have
come
to
on
come
home.
in.
I'm
There
sorry,
you
Mom.
go.
There's clouds out. I didn't know when to come home.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Astros probably win, but I want the Nationals to win just because fucking I cannot believe the Yankees did not. It's like New York sports is shit. That was their only fucking
I
hope.
love it.
That was
he
their
just
only
like, he just
hope.
like
Your face and the whole.
It was
man, that
awesome.
great.
Like that's their like
the distraught on his
fucking
face.
Mets, Giants, Jets, Nets, Knicks, Sabres,
Islanders.
Rangers, Islanders. Bills are doing okay. It's fucking, but even them, they suck. They're not gonna make it. It's
Well, the
like,
Bills are only doing okay because they haven't really played anybody.
Exactly.
The two teams that actually are decent teams
yeah, they
beat them.
lost
Yeah.
exactly. That's,
That's
what-
right.
They're the winning
The
records.
Yankees were
6 and
legitimately
24.
the only legitimately good team we have.
Yeah.
And they fucking blew it
Yeah.
because they stopped learning how to hit the ball in the playoff and the ALCS.
Well,
again.
you might have a little resurrection with the Brooklyn Nets because they came over from Jersey, so now they're Brooklyn. So they might have a little saving grace there in the NBA.
I don't even care about basketball. It's just so upsetting. It's like you guys really couldn't do it again.
So we'll see if baseball ends tonight. What? Baseball ends tonight. Basketball just started.
Hey, I
Got-
love myself some basketball.
Got three now because Philly beat Atlanta last night. So we've got 3 now undefeated teams in the NBA. A lot of teams now, because of movement and drafting, are extremely improved. So Golden State is by far not going to run away with this, and neither is Houston.
Yeah, they were like 1-5. They just won their first win, right? 1-2, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
I actually had a nice hot take the other day. I was talking to my buddy.
So was that three teams, right?
Yeah, the
actually-
Nuggets,
Nuggets,
Spurs,
the Spurs, and the
and
Sixers.
hold on. Nuggets, Spurs, Timberwolves, and Sixers are all 3 now.
Okay, so we got 4.
Yeah.
I actually don't think the Warriors are going to do better than, at most, a 7th seed in the West.
Yeah.
They might be the 8th seed
Yeah.
at best this year.
So now I'm not, as you know, you guys know, I'm not super into basketball. So okay, I'm looking at go back to the Western Conference. So I'm looking at the Western Conference right now. So you're telling me, and I do know the Warriors have been fucking dominant, obviously, the last like fucking 6 years, though, right? So you're telling me that there's going to be 7 other teams better than the Warriors in this division?
Yes.
Okay, what 7 teams? I'm not disagreeing. I'm just clarifying.
If not 8 teams,
So-
markedly better.
Okay,
than
so
them.
what 7 teams besides Nuggets, Spurs, and Timberwolves and Clippers do you think are going to be up there?
Hold on, I can't see
the
it
Lakers are
because
going to
of
be better.
light.
The Trailblazers are going to be better. I believe that
The Lakers.
You think the Lakers would do better than them?
The
Lakers
Lakers.
are gonna be
Well, the
better.
Lakers
Didn't
have
they
LeBron.
suck balls
Yeah,
last
but
year?
they got LeBron now.
They had them
have-
last
they
year.
They got LeBron and they got Anthony
They
Davis.
have Anthony Davis.
Oh, they got
They
AD,
have
right?
they have
Yeah.
a now what's looking like a resurgent Dwight Howard.
Yeah,
Like he was
exactly.
really balling out the other night.
So
I think they're gonna be a top 5. I think that the worst they're gonna do is be a 5 seed in the West.
and Utah could be there. But I think the Rockets are going to drop a little bit.
I think the Rockets are going to drop, but I still think they're a 6 or 7 seed.
They have Westbrook and Harden again, right?
Yes.
So you think they're going to do not as good?
That's the thing. They're both.
The problem is, can the two of them play together?
Yeah,
because they're both ball hogs.
But were they dominant in fucking OKC when they were there?
Kevin Durant was.
Oh, right.
Kevin Durant held that whole thing together.
Correct.
If anything was going
and
wrong,
he's
making a 50-foot shot.
And he's not on Golden State anymore.
He's not on
right.
any
He's
team
on the
right
Nets,
now.
right?
He tore his Achilles, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's out.
Last year,
Kevin
he tore his
Durant,
Achilles.
in the
but he
playoffs.
got traded. He signed with the
He's
Nets.
on the Nets. He's on the Nets now.
He signed with the Nets.
Him and Kyrie Irving next
right.
year. Which could be good, but Kyrie has a little bit more of an ego than most.
Yeah, but
beings.
I think Durant would be able to come in tame it down a little bit because Steph Curry's got an ego too. I mean, you know.
But he's also a sweetheart.
Yeah,
the kid's a sweetheart. He's running around just trying to have a good time playing basketball.
Yeah,
so,
which is what you want. You know?
Yeah,
and that's what a Russell Westbrook brings you.
And
Kyrie Irving's I want to be the man.
And you know what they didn't do, Steph Curry? They didn't stick up for China. So that's something. Like LeBron James, who stuck up for China over the rights of free people.
And then,
you know,
I think the Trailblazers
they stick up for China because that's where the NBA wants to go.
Of course,
they want to go to China.
Is going to be pretty darn good again this
year.
year.
And don't be surprised. The NBA goes to China. That LeBron tries to get in, not to play, but get in to own a team over there.
I think he already has some business dealings in China.
It's all movie stuff. Though.
Yeah, but I know. I'm just saying he has business dealings in China. Yeah,
his business dealing partners, I guarantee, would probably put a team together over there.
I can't see why they wouldn't eventually down the road.
Eastern Conference side.
Yeah,
I think, and I know I'm a little bit biased. I think the Sixers are going to take it.
Yeah, but you guys are. I mean, you guys are kind of have a fair bias, though. To be honest,
they're a really good team this year.
Like how I tell you guys, your Eagles bias this year was fucking hype before the season. I told you that, and you guys were like, "No, what? Yeah, it was." And I told you. Just want to keep pointing that out. But you guys have a fair hype, I think, for the. Again, I'm not super into basketball. From what I listen to on ESPN and all that shit, it appears that they definitely his face is hitting threes now, right? He's actually taking shots.
Doesn't even have to at this point.
He doesn't even really have to.
I know, but he's still doing it. I know, but still, the fact that he can now and he's willing to.
It's
a
another
weapon.
threat.
It's a defense. Something that defense has to think about.
Correct. The defense has to think about.
That's my point.
And the biggest competitors they're going to have, I don't think is going to be Toronto, since Toronto lost guy to Kawhi to the Clippers. You know what I
mean? He is actually a basketball robot.
That's right. So I think the Sixers' biggest challenge is going to come from the Bucks and the Hawks.
Yeah, 100%.
Because the Hawks who actually the Sixers just beat, are an extremely good young athletic team, and the one guy on the Hawks was scoring what?
He was 40. He was averaging almost 40 points a game in the first 2 games.
Oh, wow.
First 2 games, he was averaging almost 40 points a game, and the Sixers held him to 25 points. Yeah. So the Sixers have improved their defense, and as you said, with Ben Simmons now willing to take a shot, that now the defense has to think about that.
That's that half-second step where you're like, wait a minute.
And the one thing that the Sixers have proven to me in the last 2 games, now whether they can sustain this throughout the season or not, is their ability to close out a game. Because they blew the Celtics out, which made me extremely happy because I hate the Celtics. But the next 2 games were very close games, but they were actually able to close out the game at the end of the game. So they didn't have any last year they would have had that we're new, we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, they sub somebody out.
Fear type of thing of, can we close this out? This year, I don't see that. They feel like they've got some sort of confidence that they're like, you know what? Last night, we're down by 8 points with 4 minutes to go, and they came back and took over that game in a heartbeat.
Well, from what I saw, at least I think at the end of every quarter, they were down by 2.
Yeah.
And then they won by 2. Yep. So they really they brought it back. It was a close game.
Exactly. Well, they were down by 8 with 4 minutes to go in the game, and they came back and went.
Well, I think a big thing we're going to see is that if we continue to see, Ben Simmons shoot a little bit. I mean, even if he doesn't shoot much, just having
he
that
just
ability,
has to have that ability, right?
And then that drive at the end of the game where he's going into the paint to get fouled, and he's not afraid anymore. Like he wants to, even if he might miss them, shoot those free throws.
Right, and I think the Pistons are actually better than their 1-2 record too. They've
a
got
lot of this
nice
is going
young
to even
core.
out.
Yeah, it is.
So
They're
how the
2-2
Celtics
right
looking
now,
this
yeah.
year?
The Celtics.
They are a
suck.
young
Yeah.
team. They're a young team.
They have no gel.
They've been having gel issues the last couple years.
Right.
Really.
Well, I think the biggest problem they had is they lost Al Horford to the Sixers.
Yeah. I mean, he was
He was their big guy that could really defend all the other team's big men. Like, he gave Joel Embiid fits with the Sixers last year, and now Joel Embiid actually set up for a season. I'm just glad I don't have to go up against him this year.
I mean, and he's been doing it for like 13 years. So
Exactly.
I mean, he's got a basketball mind.
Exactly.
The guy's probably going to be a coach if he wants to.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So.
But yeah, I think the Sixers are probably going to take number one. It'll probably be Bucks, Hawks, 2-3. I could,
Just
50-50
flip-flop them
on
back
that.
and forth, yeah.
After that, I'd probably put in Celtics are going to make the playoffs just because some of the East is a little bit weaker than it could be. And I think,
I go with Brooklyn and the Pistons.
Pistons are definitely going to make it.
Top 8 teams make playoffs?
Yep.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
who do you guys think the 8 teams are going to be to make in the Eastern
Well,
Conference?
if you got Sixers, Hawks, Bucks, Celtics, Pistons.
Yeah, I think the one that I would take out of here, which is just up top, just because it's early in the season, would be the Heat. I don't think the Heat make the playoffs.
Yeah.
How about Toronto?
Toronto is going to be 2 or 3.
Okay.
I would
No.
I would take.
They could be a little.
If you
lower.
take the Heat out and you put the Nets in, that right there would probably be some sort of order for your top 8.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The Raptors, I don't know if they're going to be as good as last year. Obviously not without Kawhi. It's not going to going to have anything. But Pascal Siakam's, I think he's going to come into his own. I just don't think he's going to be a 28 point a game guy. So.
Yeah. Oh, one thing from last night. Longest basketball career actually happened last night. Vince Carter
Love Vince Carter.
is still playing. He's playing for the Atlanta Hawks in his, I believe,
22nd
22nd season.
Crazy.
22nd
How
season.
do you care that long? Like,
So I mean, and that's the longest basketball career.
yeah.
Right
Who
now.
else is even close?
So
Hey, look
was
that
it.
up. Look up second longest basketball career. I'm
And
curious.
he took the final shot for Atlanta last night and missed it.
So I wonder, who do you think?
He's like 42 years old, I think.
Who do you think's close to him? Who do you think second is? Like, who do you think?
Ooh,
So Robert
Jabbar?
Parrish is going to be number 2.
Oh, is he? Okay, I was thinking Jabbar maybe.
Yeah, way to let us guess, Evan. Jesus Christ.
I don't think you guys would have gotten that.
I know, but I wanted to stay. I know, that's not the point. The point is the fun of guessing. And, it's a show, so we have to kill time for it.
You're
But yeah.
not a show. No,
But,
right.
okay, Robert Parrish. Yeah, I never would have guessed that for sure. Never would have guessed that.
Oof.
I was just something weird like fucking John Stockton. I don't know. I just throw out some
Nah.
random dude.
I really think it might have been Jabbar. Would have been up there
Or
too.
Olajuwon?
No, not Olajuwon.
No, I don't know. See, I don't know. Fucking
Now, you
shit.
gotta go-
Jabbar's up there at 20. Yep,
Yeah,
20 seasons.
20 seasons.
Dirk Nowitzki
Oh, right.
Okay.
is
Dirk.
up there. Kevin
Nash?
Garnett as well.
Oh, yeah. Garnett.
Kevin
21 seasons each.
Oh, for
For
Nowitzki
that's
and
Kevin
Garnett.
Garnett and Dirk
Crazy.
Nowitzki. You have Kobe Bryant with 20 seasons.
Oh, yeah, Kobe.
Well, you can't. And think about LeBron. LeBron came out.
Oh,
when
yeah.
he was
18. He's older than me.
so LeBron's gonna.
He's coming. He's probably coming up on 18.
And then there's a bunch at 19. So
Right.
you got Moses Malone, James Edwards, John Stockton, as you just said before.
Yeah.
He's at 19
19
seasons.
seasons.
Carl Malone, another 19.
Oh,
I
there you go.
am
There's
Karl
your-
Malone.
there's
your jazz.
the man. There's your.
the jazz duo.
Yep.
Charles Oakley, Shaquille O'Neal played 19 seasons.
Wow.
Jawan Howard played 19
Juana
seasons.
man.
Close. Jason Kidd as well.
Oh, yeah.
Tim Duncan, Paul Pierce.
When Jason Kidd was not beating his wife, he was playing
Tim
basketball.
Duncan. Tim Duncan.
Jason
yeah.
Terry.
No,
Jamal
you know what's funny?
Crawford,
I
who's
know
still
all of
playing
these
right
guys.
now,
Jamal
is at
Crawford's still
19
I know all of
years.
these guys.
Right.
I feel like because I'm also older now. It's like, oh yeah, like
And
they
then,
played for a long time.
Tyson Chandler's still playing too at 19 years in the league.
Oh, there you go.
Guy's been he's been around for a long.
There
Yeah.
you go.
He's been
But I
around
just
for a
thought that
long
was
time now.
interesting. Vince Carter, 22 years,
And he's
longest
still-
NBA career.
Still playing.
Yeah,
I mean, like it's not
Yeah.
even like garbage minutes. He's still like a good player.
exactly.
So who do you guys think is gonna make it to the championship from East West? Who you think plays this year? Sixers possibly. Sixers, Clippers.
I would
I don't think
absolutely
it's-
hate that.
I don't think it's going to be
Why?
the
because I hate
Clippers.
Kawhi Leonard and I don't want to see his fucking android laughing face.
I don't think
As he shoots the only in
I
the
think it's-
playoffs last second shot to win the game, and then when they told him that, he's like, "Oh, that's cool." He literally said that. I wanted
he's
to
a
cry.
sociopath.
I don't like him.
for sure.
I could possibly see the Sixers in Denver being in the finals.
Denver's a really good young team.
Yeah.
Really good young team.
Yep. I could see Sixers
Just
in
because
Denver.
the West is so open without the Golden
I'm gonna
State
make my
Warriors
predicament
being
now.
Yep.
that team.
Sixers Clippers, because I already said it, and I have no stake in this. So
There you go.
Sixers Clippers championship game. Boom.
There you go. All right,
I
we'll
know
take it.
I
I'll
will
take
not
it.
be making
I'll
bets
take
on
it.
this because
I'll
I
take
don't
it.
know enough. This is just for fun for me.
There you go.
So I will not be making bets. I will not be making
We'll
bets.
have to wait till the next episode and rehash this again when Blaise is here,
We'll make him make bets
because we'll make him make bets.
Yeah, you guys should make bets.
with you.
He's gonna watch this.
You really think he's gonna?
We should have held off.
He's flossing
You
with
should have
the-
shut your fucking mouth, held off till off air, and then said something. Now we can't because now it's fucking in the air, and this is live, so you can't edit this out. Damn it!
Just unplug everything.
Yeah, right. Just rip it out of the wall.
Yeah. It wouldn't help. It's already out there.
All right, so that's basketball. So all right, so that's your guys' predictions then for the championship.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with I'll go with the Sixers in Denver.
I could see the Clippers banking it.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Toss up. The West
It
is gonna be a toss
It
up.
really
Yeah.
is. The West is way more like
harder.
Yeah. No, it's more of
It's
a toss
open.
up.
It's
way
more open. Yeah,
Like
there's a lot more teams that
with the
can
East,
make
it's-
I was
the
gonna say there's better teams, so it's
Well,
it's less better teams.
It's less better teams. It's
Really?
more mediocre. and
It's more of a hodgepodge of players.
interesting.
Right now.
Okay,
Correct.
Got you.
So many trades happened where all these teams were blown up more
Right.
or less, where they're just completely different than they were last
Yep.
year.
Yep.
Interesting. Very interesting. All right, you want to talk about the soccer thing?
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting because we started with this in with one of our first episodes.
Yeah.
We started about the U.S. women's national team and their suit to get paid however much that they're more than the men, or I don't know what it, they want to get paid. They want to get paid like the men get paid.
Right.
But I found it
they
interesting.
Get paid more than the men, technically.
But I found it interesting now that U.S. Soccer wants the income info on
The national
the
team players.
28 players of the national team, because apparently in the article, U.S. Soccer subsidizes the women's soccer league that those 28 women play in professionally, and they subsidize their salaries. Otherwise, U.S. Soccer is saying that the women's soccer league would not be able to sustain itself. And they're trying to say that because they subsidize those salaries, that income should be taken into consideration when they're being paid for the national team.
Right.
So now where's this going to go? Is it going to go where they're going to want their endorsement income and say, well, you guys get all this endorsement income because you win as a national team. Most of you are hot, so you're getting, different endorsement deals.
of
Whereas
course.
the men's national team, you don't get really any endorsement deals from that.
No, only the main dudes probably do.
Well, yeah. Well, there's
Yeah.
a select
Right,
few
a
that
few
would
dudes do, yeah.
that would get it.
Right.
And most of those guys still play in the men's soccer league, the professional men's
Right.
soccer league, which has, as we were talking about this coming down the car, that the women's soccer finals was on the other night, and Julie Ertz plays for Chicago Red Stars. The only reason I know that is because she's married to Zach Ertz from
Right.
the Eagles.
Of course.
So they were playing.
By the way, their kid's gonna be a fucking super athlete.
Yeah. So they were playing, I forget who they were playing, North Carolina or something like that. I don't fucking know. But their game was sold out at 10,000 seats. But then I can only equate that because I'm in Philly and I know about the Philadelphia Union. They're selling out an entire stadium in Chester that has, I don't know how many seats are in that stadium. What is it like?
Oh,
I'm going to guess probably 25 to 30,000
That
seats
sounds about right for a soccer stadium in America.
in that stadium.
'Cause
But then you go out to Seattle and you've got the Seattle Sounders that are Seattle Sound.
18,500.
Oh wow.
Okay, 18,500, but they're selling that out like regularly.
That's crazy.
And then you got the
and that's
Seattle.
just how many seats there are, and that is one of the smaller ones for the the U.S. league
Right.
here.
So then you've got the LA Galaxy. You've got two teams in New York.
Oh, yeah, the Red Bulls.
Yeah.
And the Arsenal, not the Arsenal.
The Atlanta United FC has 42,000 seats.
42,000 seats
because it's Canada. It's
right.
got 30.
That makes sense.
31,000.
That's
right.
Sense.
What does Seattle have?
Seattle.
And they do that march down the fucking. Like they take it pretty seriously, Seattle, which is weird. Like I don't get it.
Well, they won.
No, I get it. I just don't get it. I just get it. I get it, but I don't get it. I don't know. It's weird to me.
The Seattle Sound or is it the Seattle Timbers?
I thought it was a Seattle Sound, but I'm wrong. I guess I don't know shit about soccer.
You know nothing.
You know nothing.
Well, my point is that the men's
the
league.
Vancouver team's got a 54,000 seat.
Well, yeah,
That's
okay.
crazy.
What's Seattle's team name?
The Seattle Sounders FC. So
Seattle
the football
Sounders
club.
FC,
And they
football club.
when they use Quest, they got 39,000 seats.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Or
So
CenturyLink, I'm sorry.
but what I'm saying is they're able to sell out larger stadiums because the product's better.
But now it's soccer, though, huh? Oh, I guess. Okay, I see what you're saying. Not internationally,
So
but
there's
Well, they
actually
might be
been-
faster paced. I mean, the pro
they
thing
are.
might be faster paced with the men than it is with the women. So
It
that
is a
might
little
be
bit different.
what's
And then I think you also get to, we get, and not even just like old names now, even just like a couple years in from the Euro leagues and stuff like that.
Right.
They'll get guys to come over, and it's just like, oh shit, I get to see this guy.
like Beckham playing for the Galaxy. and shit.
Exactly.
Beckham played
Exactly.
Wayne Rooney playing for
Exactly.
because Wayne Rooney was on Manchester United,
Yeah.
which was had a huge following.
Yeah.
So then and now they got Zar,
Oh, right. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
the Argentinian guy,
Yeah.
or what is Zarza or something like
I
that.
know. I'm just drawing a blank right now because
Yeah.
you messed
But-
it up a little bit, but no, I know.
I know
you're
you're talking
talking
about
But
Yeah.
those guys are coming over now and playing in
That-
the MSL.
That brings my butts in. That brings the butts in.
and that brings butts in the seats, and that brings in more ad dollars because they're
Lots of ad
appealing,
dollars.
because now they're appealing to
Europe.
Right.
Oh, my guy went over there. I'm gonna have to watch them now.
Correct.
I enjoy the highlights. I'm gonna subscribe on YouTube now. Like
Yeah.
that, and that's where it's at.
Interesting.
Like, oh
and,
yeah,
and I'll tell you, I had a buddy of mine who went to one of them U.S. schools in Morocco and was teaching in Morocco, and he went to a soccer game in Morocco, and you don't think Morocco's a big place for
Soccer.
professional soccer,
Right.
but dude, he said it was
all I got.
nuts. He says there's 80,000 people in that stadium, and he said when you're standing there, the stadium is
Shaking.
shaking because nobody sits down. Everybody stands
Which
there
is
and
so
bounces.
weird because it's so fucking boring. What are you bouncing? I mean, football, honestly, it's also boring a lot of the time too. But like,
soccer. Honestly, from as a sports person, and I am way more of a football fan. Soccer or our American,
say soccer. Don't if you say football,
I know.
and kick in the fucking throat.
I'd like to see you try. No, I a bad like professional soccer game, like a high level, like just kind of like meh soccer game, is way more exciting than even a mediocre NFL game.
So I disagree wholeheartedly on all of what you just said. There's no way it is. No, it's not.
Well,
no, it's not. It's
that
not.
up
it's
and down,
not.
back and forth, and it never stops is so.
Dude, there's like
enthralling.
2 shots on fucking goal.
It's not about that.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
It's about scoring.
To you, it is.
That's what any sport's about. It's about scoring.
Well, it's about scoring, but it's I would equate the soccer to hockey. Yet you get, now don't get me wrong, you get a lot more shots on goal in hockey, and but the pace of the game, it does not stop.
Okay, but
that's actually, I would actually contribute that to the size of the
don't-
size of the thing, because
I know what you
indoor
guys are
soccer,
saying.
professional indoor soccer, you're getting like 12, 13, 14 like scores. It's insane.
Dude, no, I get what you guys are saying, like the pace, but the pace is all in the center of the field. So the hockey pace is like one end, other end, one end, other. But there's always like oh shit, they can score. Literally in hockey, anytime that fucking puck's going to that net, there is a high chance of scoring. And there's 32 shots in net a game? And in soccer, there could be 2. So you guys cannot tell me it's the same pace. It's not. It's not the same pace. Because it's the same pace in the middle of the field where it's just back and forth.
Yeah, it's
back
just
and
at
forth.
different ends. That's all.
But it's not. But it's not the same pace of like, oh, that was close to scoring, and then down to the other end of the soccer field. Oh, that was a close kick. Down to this. Oh, that was close.
You'd be
not.
surprised.
Believe
You'd
it or
be really
not,
surprised.
if you watched like, okay, now I'm not going to say the MSL
the MLS
does MLS does that.
Yeah.
But you watch one of those Premier League games.
They literally
Manchester
are
United and Chelsea or something like that.
next level.
Those games
Guys,
are.
I've watched.
nuts.
I've watched the fucking World Cup.
totally different.
But
Totally
those,
different.
those are the best fucking athletes in the country.
Totally different.
No. But the thing you've had with the World Cup is the superstars on Manchester United
Right.
go to their
Right,
countries.
I understand.
But now you're bringing them back and putting them on one team.
Yeah. You think of like all of the all-stars from like, all right, you pick the best player from 7 different countries. They're all playing on one Premier League team.
Right.
Correct. So
And
like,
then on the other team, it's the
is the
exact
other-
same
is
way.
the
Right.
exact
So
same
then
way.
It's the other
right,
7.
but then it would still be then because they're so good in the middle of the fucking field. That means they're not taking mad shots on each other either.
It's not.
It's not like that.
It's
It's way
not.
different. World Cup soccer, because you have it's so spread out, you only have 1 or 2 top players on a team, as opposed to when you're in the Premier League, like you could be totally busted out of the Premier League, but still be one of the top players in the MLS.
No, I get that. That's fair.
Yeah.
That
So
makes sense.
it
No, that
really
makes
is.
sense. I get it.
It really
That
is
makes
like
sense.
it's like watching soccer robots running around. Watching Lionel Messi play or Cristiano Ronaldo play is
I've seen them play in the World Cup, and like even in the World Cup,
Right.
you're like, wow, you guys are clearly head and shoulders above half these people.
Correct.
But it's
But-
almost
but
boring
take-
to watch because there's no way for them to get the ball half the time because
But-
nobody can get it to them.
Right, but now you put them on their professional teams, and those guys know how to get the ball to them. So then you
Yeah.
get to see them do their thing.
I mean,
it's totally
you
different.
get multiple headers a
than-
game. You're getting bicycle kicks. I mean, it
Right.
really can be one of the most exciting sports on earth. I mean, it really can be.
Yeah,
And I'm not, and I'm that's why I said like a pretty boring, quote unquote Premier League game would be more fun to watch, at least for me. And then
well, better than the Jets Miami this week.
yeah.
yeah, there you go. There's this point. You got the Jets Miami this week, or do you want to watch Manchester United play Man City? Because they're 2 teams from basically the same area of
and they
London.
have ravenous fans too. Just watching a game on TV, you get that you get sort of.
I
that
mean,
feeling
Channel
of,
10 freaking on the weekends. It's Premier League Sunday.
Yep, we play them in the mornings, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's insane.
Soccer can be awesome. Like it's not my favorite sport by any means, but like it can really get going. Like I mean, especially too if you're really kind of paying attention, it's moving a lot faster than you would think. Like it just because it's so wide out and you're kind of like just watching it move around. Like there's a lot of shots on goal in some of these games.
Some, sure, but I just don't see. I just don't see. It's not being more fast paced in hockey. I understand American football. Yeah, it's for sure slow as fuck. I mean, is what in American football was like 13 minutes of total play time or 21 minutes of total play time, right? It's like 3 hours though. Yeah, I get it. That's fair. That's a totally fair, valid argument. But hockey's super fast paced, and it's a fucking much short. It's a rink, so it's much shorter.
And it's more violent.
It's more violent. You're getting hit.
Yeah.
It's to me, it's harder. Obviously, I
Yeah.
think way more going on than just fucking your stupid feet. I'm sick of that shit too.
Sick of that shit too.
You can't touch with my hands.
He's
Yeah, I
just
know. It's not as.
really upset about soccer guys. So
It's not good. This is not.
to each their own. To each their own.
Exactly.
There is a large majority of the human race throughout history who has been a large fan of soccer. So
Because it's
this is where he goes on a sheep rant, guys. Just
no.
everybody prepare
Because I was gonna
yourselves.
say, no sheep around. It's because it's cheap to play, and a lot of countries are in the world are not fucking rich, so it's easy to just all you need is a ball, dude, and you can play it, and you can get good at that. You can practice by yourself. That's why it's fucking popular. It's not because it's fucking good. Okay, that's why. Just saying that. Yeah, controversial hot take. Fuck soccer.
All right. I know you had. Let's go on something a little less controversial. I know you were talking about a little bit of Conor McGregor. I mean, he's not less controversial, but
Definitely not.
who he might be, fighting against.
Yeah. So
Could be nice.
he said he wants to come back on January 18th, and he wants to fight either Gaethje or Cowboy, which
Those would be two big fights.
big fights.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a brawl either way, right?
And do either one of them want to fight him?
Oh yeah, of course they do.
Okay.
Of course,
I'm sure everybody wants to fight.
Cowboys. I mean, yeah, Cowboy will fight anybody. Cowboy will fight. Fucking. He's like, yeah, I'll fight. Yeah, how much? Yeah, where? What time? I'll fight. He doesn't give a shit. Gaethje. I mean, if Gaethje beats Conor, I mean, that's such a fucking staple in his career.
Yeah.
If Cowboy does too, obviously,
Yeah.
but Cowboy has a fucking. He's a Hall of Famer. But so Conor wants to fight either Cowboy or Gaethje. Then who does he want to fight after that? Either Dustin or Holloway.
Now here I have a question for you.
Is
'cause,
it in this article? Yeah, go ahead.
you're the MMA
Yes.
guy that I'm not. So here's the question that I have for that. Now, do you think he wants to go with Gaethje or Cowboy because he's lost the last two fights and he needs to get some cred back?
That's not that's not an easy win for him though.
No, I know. No,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know that. But does he want to do that because he's like, look, I'm not going to come in and fight a nobody just to get some victories. I want to come in and fight this guy or this guy because that's going to give me the cred that I need because I just lost my last two fights.
Yeah, I mean,
it looks like his coach wants him to get Frankie Edgar.
that's not happening though.
Yeah.
It's definitely not happening. The UFC is not interested in that fight. There, he said it. There's a second fight. I think he wanted either Dustin or Holloway, and then he wants winner of Khabib Tony, which I want to see that too. But I think he fights. He wants to fight Gaethje or Cowboy because they're two guys who are fucking ballers. They're gonna stand on their feet. They're gonna fight. It's their names. It's gonna be a fucking entertaining fight. Conor doesn't personally hate them, so there's no bad blood between them. It just he knows it's gonna be a fucking brawl. He's like, I want to throw down with guys who could throw down. So, and respect. I think he wanted to fight Dustin or Max Holloway the second fight. I think he wants to do January, then like the summertime, and then he said if Khabib beats Tony, he wants to fight Khabib for the belt in Moscow. How nuts is that? How nuts is that?
He wants to fight Khabib in Moscow?
He says if Khabib beats Tony, he wants to fight Khabib in Moscow for the belt. Whew. He wants to go to enemy territory.
Honestly, he better hope that he loses. That's all I'm saying. He really better hope that he loses.
Yeah,
he's not
honestly,
making it home.
I think Khabib beats him again.
I think he will because Khabib
Yeah.
is just like this weird bear thing that hugs at you and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like real odd to watch. I'm not
And
a big
then,
fan.
real quick, just because I want to get out of here, I feel bad. I'm trying to fucking get out of here with Neil. The big fight this weekend: Masvidal, Nate Diaz. This is a great card, by the way. Could you look at this? The main card. Scroll down a little bit. Let's go to just click. Listen to this. Listen to the main card. Gregor Gillespie versus Kevin Lee. Crazy fight. Derek Lewis versus Ivanov, heavyweight. Crazy fight. Wonder Boy versus fucking Vicente Luque. I can never pronounce his fucking name right. I think it's
close
Luque.
enough.
Crazy fight. Darren Till versus Gastelum. Co-main event. Crazy fight. And the main event, Masvidal versus Diaz. Guys, this is if you're an MMA fan, you just came in your pants. This is a fucking amazing fight card. This is an amazing card. No belts on the line at all, by the way. But just an amazing fucking card. Diaz had a little hiccup with the USADA coming in.
Right.
Because Diaz is notorious for being like, I'm clean. Like, all these fucking punk bitches take steroids. And he is. Like, he's like vegan. He doesn't fucking...
Right.
And then he posted this thing on Instagram saying like, hey, I just want to be honest with everybody. USADA pumped me for something, but I just want you to know it's bullshit. I'm fucking clean. And even Masvidal was like, yeah, I know you are. I just want to fucking fight. Let's go. He's like, I know you're clean.
You know
and
what?
Then USADA was like, we fucked up. Sorry.
You know what? It was funny because you said I was in the beginning of the show. You said I was in my 3-month vacation in Florida. But what was funny is the week before I went to Florida this last time, I was really upset. I was just outside Tampa, and the UFC had their thing in Tampa the Saturday and I arrived in Tampa on Sunday.
Yeah.
I was all pissed off. I wanted to go to the fights.
Dude, they're fucking. How much fun are they?
No, yeah. When
Yeah.
you and I went, they
Yeah.
were a blast.
No, we gotta go to another one. I mean, this is fucking. We technically could have gone to this one. It's in MSG.
I don't have money like that.
But yeah, I looked at the tickets for this. I was like, I don't want
No.
to. MSG, and it's a crazy fight.
Well, I'll just let you know, Evan. If you go to a UFC fight and Adam buys the tickets, you must buy him dinner.
That's the rule.
That is the rule, and it usually has to be at a steak place. I found a really good one.
Marmot, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
that was a
they
really
do.
good
They
place.
actually do open. They do an open mic there.
Oh, do they really?
Which I learned after the fact.
Oh wow, how about that?
Someone we know runs it.
Great steak.
Great steaks though.
It's only $220.
Yeah, it's a lot. So guys, check out that fight.
I don't
please.
understand money. I do podcasts.
By the way, I think Masvidal wins this fight.
I
By
do
the way,
too.
I'm gonna call all my fights real quick, and no, I'm not gonna say how. I'm just gonna call winners: Masvidal, Gastelum, Wonder Boy, Lewis, Gillespie. Calling it.
Huh?
Yeah,
There you go.
honestly, I think the Diaz is going to get rocked.
I don't think he's gonna rock. I think it's gonna be a
I
good
do.
fight, but
Well, we were talking about this the other day.
Yeah.
I really don't think he's going to.
I usually when we're sitting there watching the fights and I call the fight, I'm usually flipping a coin 50-50 because I'm not.
yeah,
I don't know these guys like you guys know these guys,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, I'll take this guy.
yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, but all right. But anyway, everybody, thanks for listening. This has been Slapstick Sports.
It was great to be back.
Great to be back. Guys, please subscribe to the DropTent Network on YouTube and all the other great podcasts on YouTube that we have on this network. Check out our upcoming comedy shows in Chalfont, PA. Tickets are available on thewordswordspodcast.com. You could follow Kevin at Instagram at JamMan128 and right 128,
128.
and then on Twitter at Kev Dalton. I'm at Adam Nutter on everything. At
Hey.
producer Evan NWW. Yes.
I got one thing I want to add that
Yes.
I'm going to be plugging coming up in later episodes is I'm on the board for a local charity around here,
Yeah.
and we're going to be having a 3-on-3 basketball tournament in February.
Ooh.
So those of you who want to there's going to be raffles. So those of you who don't live in the area want to donate, I'll be putting out the website so you can go on and
We'll put it up
donate
on.
for that. But I'll get the information out, and if you are in the area,
We'll
and
put
you
it
wanna,
in the podcast
right.
bio.
So if
you guys
you
can just
are
click
in
the
the
link.
if you are
Yeah.
in the area and you want to play, it'll be open for that too. It's 18 and older.
Cool.
So
That's
I'll be
awesome.
plugging that later on.
All right, yeah, we'll give you guys all the info for that to donate. Don't be pieces of shit. Donate to charity. All right, guys, that's been us. Yeah, bye.
Peace out.